Hello, geometry students. We're going to go ahead and start 8.6 with the law of sines. We can use the law of sines theorem to solve triangles. Notice it says triangles, so it doesn't have to be right triangles. It's just any triangle we can use this. So here's the theorem you need to write down in your packet. The main thing is this proportion right here, and I draw the picture as well so you can see how we're going to set it up. So it's the sine of big A over the opposite side of that angle A, and the sine of B over the opposite side of that angle B, and then the sine of C over the opposite side of C. So let's put this theorem to work here. So the first example is we can use this theorem when we have angle, angle, side. So when you're given an angle and a side, you can use the law of sines. So we're going to go ahead and set this up here. We have angle A, so we can use the sine of A over the opposite side, little a. And then we can also use the sine of C over the opposite side, in this case would be little c. And so let's plug this in. So we have the sine of 97 over 16 equals the sine of 21 over x. So if you notice, we have a proportion here, and how do we solve proportions? That's right, we cross multiply. So we have x times the sine of 97 equals 16 times the sine of 21. So we need to get x by itself, so we're going to divide by the sine of 97 on both sides. And you can go ahead and put this in your calculator. I would take 16 times the sine of 21, enter, then divide it by the sine of 97, enter. And you should end up with 5.8. Okay. All right, let's try another one. Another example of when you can use law of sines is when you have angle, side, angle. So we have an angle, a side, and an angle. Okay. And then we can go ahead and set it up. So we have the sine of big H over little h. And then we have the sine of, let's see here. We can't use the 73 here because we don't have a side length. So we're actually going to use K, big K over little k. And I'll show you here in a moment how we can figure out what K is. So it's going to be the sine of 45 over x. Have you figured out how we can find K yet? It's going to be 62. Because we can subtract from 180. All right, so go ahead and cross multiply here. So when we cross multiply, we're going to have 10 times the sine of 45 equals x times the sine of 62. And when we do that, we can divide by the sine of 62 on both sides. And when you put this into your calculator, you should get x equals 8.0 when you round it. Okay? Okay, the next example, I want you to figure out, first of all, why can we use the law of sines here? What do we have? We have angle, angle, side. So that's how we know we can use the law of sines. We have angle, angle, side. So we're going to take, look in opposite here, the sine of 78 over 8 is equal to the sine of 60 over x. So we have x times the sine of 78 equals 8 times the sine of 60. So we're going to divide by the sine of 78 on both sides. Okay. When you put that into your calculator, you should get x equals 7.1. And again, if you're having troubles, just let me know. Come in early. Let me check your calculator skills. All right, let's do one more. Why can we use the law of sines here? What do we have? Looks like we have angle, side, and angle. So we have angle, side, angle. So we can use the law of sines. So we can take the sine of 31 over x is equal to, look at here. We can't use the sine of 63, can we? Because we don't have anything here. So can we find this missing side? If we are to subtract, we sure can, and it ends up being 94. Sorry, I had to pause and do my math for a second. So the sine of 94 over, and then we have 14. Cross multiply. So it looks like we're going to have 14 times the sine of 31 equals x times the sine of 94. So we're going to divide by the sine of 94 on both sides. Put this into your calculator, your Calcutoy, and you should get x equals 7.2 when it's all said and done. All right, so that's all I have for this time around for law of sines. And yeah, get this done. And tomorrow we're going to do law of cosines. Alrighty. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later.